Loading. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you are in Australia or New Zealand or somewhere around there. So today is a big show. It is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and the year adds up to 5. So big happenings today. So I'm recording for Rumble, even though my Rumble views aren't that super high. And also doing a YouTube live. So I might be able to, if this video is not too long, post it to my Telegram, which is at Raven Moonstone Art. So where are we, people? Let's just start with me giving you a little bit of lowdown. I've posted some things, snuck some things in you on my feed again on Telegram that are like my spiritual teacher self, and just kind of combing over the last few years, even the lessons we've learned about ourselves. And if you've ever watched the show where I taught you how to do your life path numbers and then you went and looked it up, I think it's Aslan, you and I are both 3811s and Cancers. So, yeah, interesting stuff. I'm going to read you what today brings in the energy. I'm just reading the last post from Telegram because there's some people who don't have Telegram. So, lunar eclipse, full moon, Mercury and Pluto in retrograde, solar storms 555, supercharged energy portal. Great for a mind-blowing and magnetic 24 hours. The merging of these potent energies can totally revolutionize every cell in your body, impacting you on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Prepare for an immensely positive and profound energy shift that could alter your life's trajectory. Let go of anything harmful by decluttering, deleting, and detaching. Release grudges, angers, resentments, and disappointments. Let in love and new possibilities, blessings, and limitless abundance. And yeah, my new phone number is a 555, so I've been carrying that energy for quite some time. It's been quite nice. Oh, I've got to leave my glasses on only because I'm going to read some more stuff. So one of the last also things I posted from Loop's page was, if you want to achieve everything, then forget everything you know. And that is kind of where we're at if you think about decluttering your mind and decluttering old programs of maybe sitting in fear or victimhood, or feeling like you're in still a very consumeristic lifestyle. That's a materialistic lifestyle. We were talking even this morning about how people are eating, like how are we supposed to eat? Like what are we supposed to be eating? And I don't know. For me, every time I envision the future or my future possibilities, I don't eat. I find eating kind of a nuisance, to be honest. I have for years, like probably since 2003, especially. So it's just kind of like something I have to do. And if I never had to eat food to survive again, I don't think that would bother me one bit. Nope, I'm not a foodie. I've never been programmed to be like that. I grew up on a farm, so I knew where it came from and how it was raised and all of that. I have that experience. I know how to can, I know how to pickle, I know how to, do lots of stuff, that would put me back in a farm lifestyle. But forget everything you know, people. That includes that. So, yes, it's got me to where I am now. Like, I feel like, but if I didn't have to think about, oh, what am I going to be eating today? Or, oh, like, is this good for me? Does it have crap in it? Like, I don't know if you saw the thing about the vegetarian hot dogs and hamburgers. Like, a overwhelming amount have human DNA. Like, that's not a surprise. Like, we've been talking about Beyond Meat for a while. I know myself, I just shudder at the thought. Anyways, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me... So, now, All good actors are all bad actors have been replaced with good actors. So what did Mike Pence do yesterday? Oh, tell Fox News anchor a storm is coming in 1 week. You don't say. You don't say. Where we live in Alberta, Drayton Valley, there's a big, the town of Drayton Valley got evacuated. That's a big deal. So, people, if you haven't been paying attention to Phil Godlewski's page on Telegram or watching his rumbles, a lot of people have asked me the questions that he answered yesterday, especially about the bank accounts. And I'll paraphrase so you can go watch it. It's not a very long show. And basically, if you cannot access your money for some reason in your bank account, say like for age or it's in a work locked plan or whatever, then I believe that's what he is saying, those ones are safe, or if it's because of, yeah, you're too young to take it out or redirect it or what have you. So, and I think education plans and stuff, like, and I had one of the ladies ask me if like how could we just earn all of that money and then all of a sudden like they're just going to wipe it out. Well, again, you guys have to remember this is all fiat currency money, and we've been warned. I've been kind of hinting at you saying I'm not a financial advisor, but I'd get some foreign currency and silver at the very least, you know. I've been saying that in gold for 3 years. I know it's in my videos. I know that, you know, because I thought all of this crap with revaluation was going to happen in 2020. But that's okay. So we were ahead of our time. Now it's getting confirmed and now it's happening. So we've had a lot of time to prepare. These people that would watch my show have known that I do think that's all coming to fruition. And also the parts of the meek inheriting the earth, that's also happening. So whatever you are able to take out of your accounts right now, forget about how much money you get taxed on it. Please don't even, that's illegal. That's unlawful. Don't participate in that. I'm not a financial advisor, but stop doing that. Trust me, if that's what's holding you back, take all your money out right now. Seriously, go to the bank and withdraw every cent you have. However that happens, liquefy everything. Go run down, buy some gold, go buy some silver. Silver is going to have the highest reval. And this is my personal opinion. This is just my personal opinion with all my research, okay? If I watch shows that have alchemical things that happen where they turn mercury into gold, why is that not a thing here on Earth? Okay? I've never seen that happen with silver. So maybe silver's, like they've lied to us. Think about it. Think about it. Just let's stop and think, okay, if they lied to us about everything and gold is better than silver, let's undervalue silver so nobody buys it. Nobody cares about it. Everybody wants to buy gold. Let's open our eyes and go, okay, so that's a lie. Just my opinion. So I do think there's going to be a period where there's going to be adjustment of all of that happening and transpiring. So I made a comment today. Again, all bad actors have been replaced with good actors. I keep repeating this because people are like, thank you for telling me that again. And people who've never believed in the Q post, that's where I get it from. Yes. Okay. So there's a lot of military moving around Ontario. And I do know that, oh yeah, you can tell this is the beginning of the end, as my friend put it. Starbucks just unionized their first location in Ontario. Hilarious. You know how long that's going to last? I can tell you, not very long. So they've been closing a lot of their downtown locations here in our city. So have a look. It's the same with the McDonald's and other places. Those are slowly quieted. If anybody didn't notice during COVID, there's a whole pile of stores that just never came back. Why? Because they were already If you think about the pyramid and the banks kind of being at the top of the pyramid and the last thing to go is the stock market at the top, all the stores that were like the lower minions got collapsed during the last 3 years. So, and yes, the screen is flashing green because it doesn't like what I say. So I have to say that in almost every one of my videos. So yeah, anyways, that's that. And banks, it's look out is all I can say. I tried explaining this a month ago in a chart, how it's just all air. Okay, think about even going to from one phone company to another. You know, I can get it for $65 over here, unlimited talk and text. But you're telling me I have to pay $100? Where's that $35 going? It's air. It's corporate crap, right? So Patty says, it's a frog. That's true. Ribbit, ribbit. Okay, so it will implode. So it's like playing hot potato. Think of the banks being like bad debtors. Like they owe people money. Like, okay, so I never paid all my credit card bills for about 10 years. And now I have all these creditors phoning me, but I don't have any money to pay them. Like, can't suck blood from a stone, essentially. So it gets sold to the credit card company. Credit card company sells it to this company, collection agency, that essentially pays pennies on the dollar for your 5,000 or however many dollars you racked up and never paid. So those things have already imploded because a lot of people I know that are awake to the banking scheme and the fraud that goes on with credit card. Some people I know went and took out all their cash on their credit card and went and bought silver. Never paid their card again. Went to collections. And then what? They're not going and getting new loans. Then I don't care. Like, you're helping dismantle that system. That's what's happening. You're just helping it. You're not contributing to that crap anymore. And I've done that myself, like a long time ago. Like, honestly, what happened, I can't even, it doesn't trigger me. It's just a waste of time at this point. Credit card company jerked me around. A phone company jerked me around. So, guess what? You waste my time. My time is valuable. I don't pay you back. So, I know how this shit works, and I've known how it works for years. I've had a leg up on that information, how mortgages are a scam. That's why I had never got another mortgage after. I think it was my last mortgage I've ever had on a place was 2007, maybe 2008, I think. I sold my last house, and I was like, no more mortgages. Forget about it. It's a joke. So, doop 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 doop. I'm just looking. My thing that I really wanted to talk about today from Phil's page is Russ McEstes, Motley Feels Good. This is why he's saving Israel for last. And it's the Old Testament map of ancient American. I'm going to hold it up. And Israel is basically like California area, North America. It's all in 2020 I questioned this. I'm like, why do things happen in North America and then people aren't having, like I question whether we were a holy land or not, because our city Calgary sits on an ancient bed of deep underground military bases. Lincoln Park talks about it, like many people have talked about being in the tunnels under our city. And they run through schools and churches and you name it, under City Hall, everywhere. That's why we don't have underground subway in Calgary. We only have it go underground. Get a load of this, you guys. From north to south, it goes underground a graveyard, right by the Stampede grounds. Not joking. It is the creepiest place of energy every time. And it's on a hill, and then the hill goes down into the river. So just think about all that lovely formaldehyde and stuff that just gets seeped into the river. I bet you they take that stuff out. Not. Excuse me while I drink some water. So, anyways, but yeah, I do believe that it's going to get really exciting, and we're going to start finding out even more and more information. So, all these actors, like, I see a lot of people and posting, oh, Tucker Carlson did this, that, and blah, 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 blah. Or Alex Jones did blah, 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 blah. He's a bad guy. And I'm like, don't you think if they have that kind of viewership, they have, like, and they're not an ultimate God sent truther, like I believe mine and I think I am. I've fluked into this. I do believe God sent me to do this, truthfully. I do believe they sent Phil too. Like, Phil's a computer guy, man. I don't think he was set out to do these shows. So, anyways, just saying, don't you think with all of these people and all of this controlled information, it's all been controlled in the Matrix? So it can change our consciousness. And so 3 years ago, when I'm like, we won, we get Sarah, that was in June. So maybe that's when it happens. But I was just 3 years early. I don't know. Maybe that's how it works. Most people, like, if people think it's happening, then it starts happening. It's like gathering, like, Phil started his show a couple years ago. I didn't really know about Phil other than Andrea talking about him, Taco, eyes to see, ears to hear account. And she just tell me, what he said, and I'm like, that's matching up with what I think. And then I started decoding the back of, like, in the background, and I'm like, maybe somebody, like, I didn't know what people were saying in his comments. I just use my own intuition. Now I go to the comments and I'm like, these people in his group chat are really on it, man. They're like bamming out stuff. So I share stuff on my page from his group chat. I think it's amazing how many people are actually thinking about exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. We're all converging timelines. So what does that mean for the 5-5 timeline? Where, to me, it's like 5 is about the 5 senses. And it's about, to me, definite change. It's about adventure. It's about leaving that past behind, and how powerful that is with a lunar eclipse. Like, that is ultimately what, to me, I think change looks like. Death of the old, with the banking, and then in with the new system. So there has to be a point where it is a tipping point and something happens. So personally speaking, I think in a while ago I'd mentioned, like, what if Hunter is the one who comes out and talks, And if we were all doing our work, all the Ravenettes, I'm talking to you, the loyal Ravenet followers that listen to much of my spiritual stuff as much as my charts, which I'm completely grateful for. You saw one day where I took out a little pen and paper and I drew a little black dot, and I go, pretend this is every sick person on the planet that's ever done anything bad. And I put a heart around it. That's how we overcome the darkness, is we have to see that these people all are here now to tell a story. So the heart represents the white hat taking over the black hat. Just kidding. That's my visuals for today. But it's about changing our frequency and our vibration. And the more we get the news of things happening and things being told, and Hunter's about to get arrested because of child support, and then blah, 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 and it just opens a whole nother door, then people are seeing that it had to be about them ending the fiat currency because it's tied to human trafficking. Okay, it's tied to human trafficking. So whether some of these people are about imploding the companies behind and their white hats are, I don't know. But I think where so far everything is controlled. Everything is working out the way they thought it would work out. And that's why we see Phil so happy and excited. And if you don't know who he is, go watch him on Rumble. It's easy to find. He's an easy guy to find on Rumble. And watch a few of his shows. Watch his JFK show. Watch, quite a few of them. Scroll all the way back to 2 years and put them on 1.5, Sometimes that helps. But I don't know, like try and get as much information that lets go of all these triggers, like especially about, oh my gosh, people are still like, the earth isn't flat. And I'm like, when people ask me that in 2020, I always saw it as a realm like this, like if you spread out the sacred geometry on the map with all these ley lines, it would be like the flower of life, and we're kind of in like snow globe kind of thing, and like this is all working magically in these vibrations, and we're all energy orbs, and our auras are just attaching with other auras that resonate, and that's getting faster. And that phrase that joy attracts more joy. Well, that's what's happening. We're all getting our vibrations, computer chips cleaned out, if you will, and our old programs are falling away. So we can accept, we can co-create, we can let that happen. And part of all of this happening is about us manifesting and co-creating these timelines to happen. So if we want, just purely speaking, the banking industry to speed up and collapse, we tell all of our family and friends, like, holy, that United States is tied to Canadian money, whether you think so or not. Do what you can. Get out. Get out now. If even you just take whatever you can get right now. And I know a lot of people don't even have money. A lot of people who watch my show don't have money. I don't have money. I mean, like, I left my bank account with $1.04. 104. I was like, dang, should I go put 3 cents in there? I don't even have 3 pennies. Yeah, anyways. But that's where we're at right now with just life in general, is that we have to see that whole system collapse. So some of the things that they're saying on, I was listening this morning purposefully to the BBC coronation. The sausage fingers came out of the palace, and there was about 30 people outside shaking his hand. Of course, they make it look like 400. I don't know. It wasn't very many. And then he goes back in. And they were talking about how the coronation is a religious ceremony and everything's basically ritualistic. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. The other thing that's interesting is I was reading this article. I don't know, maybe it was somebody who posted it. It was on the page. I posted it, I think, yesterday, about how kings had to be coronated on lunar eclipses, and that they would often put a body double in place so they wouldn't get killed. And I was like, you don't say. But like, what if some of these timelines actually come to fruition? What if the unknown king is Greg because he has the original stone of destiny? What if we have to see that old timeline collapse because he actually has the magic that undoes the spell of their old spells and ways? I don't know, maybe that will affect the collective consciousness. I don't mean he comes back as king and wears a crown and rules over people and sits in front of a gold piano and says, we must buckle down to save the economy. No, I'm not talking about fooling people. I'm talking about being an ambassador on much more level of humanitarian for the good of all humanity. So, I don't know, maybe that's what it means. I have no idea. Or maybe he's just a messenger that opens the door, so it's somebody else making that seat. I don't know. I don't know. These are all just throwing it out there guesses, but that he's still here in the timeline for a reason. So I go back to when I interviewed him. I think the first time was on May 19th of 2020. And that was the most informative download of information that I got from another human being in my life at till that time. It was just like, snap, because I'm a very intuitive person, so I can usually tell when people are bullshitting to some degree, or they're, I don't know. It's just, there's sometimes my spidey sense, maybe that's why I don't watch some people, because I'm like, no, something's not sitting right in my vibe with you, like, you got some good information, but are you all there? No, but anyways, so there's no coincidences. So that interview was May 19th. We had spoke my video that I did with the chart video explaining how I want to say Queen Victoria, the way old one, had her thumbprint on a white rabbit and on original documents, and that's what Greg was showing us. And the fact that he met Donald Trump in 1987 and Trump explained the plan, and then he had his cash. I'm just really paraphrasing. I really would have to go back. This is literally from my memory. I don't. So if you've watched it and I'm wrong, please correct me. Or Greg, just please correct me if you're watching. But he said that he got his Akashic records done in '88, and he learned about how him and Trump were in their former meat suits together, as Patton and McWoody, the driver. So is that story there to lead us to how Akashic records, how we come back in soul families to complete a mission? So all of that was like on a spiritual level, on a historical level, on a biblical level, very much putting a lot of the Q map for me into perspective. So on some of the things, especially on planet Earth. So are those people, like, are we going to find out, like, how their stories went, and or why they were here? Are we going to hear about who's an actual AI live action role players? Like, like, who are they? These are things that we must prepare our consciousness for. We must prepare ourselves for hearing about a lot of things, like certain people being all of a sudden good guys just to collapse a timeline, but their consciousness is no longer evil. They have the memories of what they did in that timeline. Like Greg said, I learned how to jump bodies in '88 so I could help take down the Berlin Wall in '89. Whether or not it just seemed like it was so flowing, it seemed like I was getting like Kaiser Soze or something, but it was true. Yeah, I don't think people make that up just so people can call them crazy, is what I'm getting at. So obviously these stories were told so we could prepare ourselves way back. That prepared me. I'm like, wait a second. If you did that in 1989, you got a lot of experience. I had a kid born in 1989. You must be really good at it. Like, this is the mind expanding that we must. There's higher vibrations of humans that have been sent to help us. Whether they are Jesus's bloodlines, whether Jesus was born in California, wouldn't that just be just a kicker? Like, be prepared. Jesus came from Hollywood. That's why they made Hollywood the bad place. I don't know. Throwing it out there. There's literally tunnels everywhere under there too. So keep an open mind. Keep an open mind of what we're about. Like, when you think you know something, I go, okay, I need to adapt and go with the flow. Like, adapt and go with the flow. That's all we can do at this point, and keep the vibrations high. So I hope all of that 5-5 cents made sense. 5-5-5 change. Anything else I was going to talk about? It is 5:05 on the Q clock. Also, 5:05 is if you go to Twitter, it says or the Q post. Q post 55 is one that we're all excited to see, I think. So, or post 34. The fellow Americans is post 55, and then it's like the actual speech is post 34. And I don't know if the post 34 has changed. There's been some Mandela effects on some of those Q posts that I know other people have caught, and I'm not that quick because they don't follow along like some of the other people do with that. So, oh yes, I was gonna do a card reading for the 5/5 portal because it's fun and exciting. And yeah, it's just been even personally and whoa, lots. Look, this one, look at you guys. I don't know if you can see, it's just dangling. That's an exciting card. It's an exciting day today, so I'm gonna set my alarm this evening, and I'm gonna go do a big meditation for today. And because it's a 5/5 portal, guess how many cards I'm gonna pull? Oop, that one's just stuck in my hand. That one's a busy one too. There's my 5 cards. 5 cards for today. So the first dangling card was about, it's the Wind Fairy. So it's about thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. I love that. So be mindful of where your thoughts go. Ooh, the Dragon is the second card. It's about power and strength. I love it. The Hawk, omens and messages. Ooh, this is getting good. This is getting good. The Dog, loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. Yes, indeedy. And the Spider, creative projects. So this is really an awesome, awesome, awesome reading. This tells you that there's a lot of power and strength coming in these messages, and we are being showered with unconditional love. And it's going to lead to amazing creative projects. I think this is like the humanitarian reading. Okay, so how's this for timelines changing? Okay, hear me out on this. I think it was Ocean's 12. I knew I had to watch this movie the other day for a reason. And they pull off a big heist. And the guy that's making them pull off the heist is Andy Garcia. And he owned the 3 casinos that they ripped off in the first place. He had insurance, but he still made them go get his money back plus interest. So they pull off a big heist, and then at the end of this big thing, where Andy Garcia ends up, basically helping them, maybe it was the third one or whatever. Maybe it was 13, I don't remember. They ended up donating all of the money that he had made them steal or earn to charity, and then the guy was on Oprah. Now, wouldn't this be awesome for a timeline collapse? Is if, say, we know Disney's closed, Disney World, and there's a lot of construction there. But wouldn't this be awesome for, like, the timeline collapses of, say, for all of example, there was a BlackRock banking error when the stock market crashed, and it released millions of dollars, billions of dollars unknowingly into people's accounts just due to a computer glitch. BlackRock, done. How do we know that hasn't happened already? How do we know that some of these cyber attacks aren't about collapsing and taking away more money and putting it back into the system? We don't yet. So that's how my mind works, is like, so if you can read an article here and there saying the Fed was like bankrupt in 2018, what the hell has been going on since then? I ask you. I ask you. I ask you thus. Well, it's about creating the illusion. So where the stocks that you see on Bloomberg, for example, are a part of the movie. It's just part of the movie. So I look in the movie, I'm like, oh, there's triple twos, triple Z's, triple sevens, triple fours, triple threes. That's all I sit there and do. I'm just fascinated where they leave the totals at night and what totals are on there. So, and what they're saying. And there was something on the TV the other day. I don't watch it, but it was on a feed and I forgot to mention it. It was one of the big news stations was saying, this is downtown New York today. And there was a picture of the Twin Towers in the background. Oh, yeah? You don't say. How'd that happen? Live on the scene. Are ya? Are you now? So just go watch the BBC for a laugh, and any clips on the Ukrainian war, you will be pissing yourself laughing. They're just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. You can literally see the guy laying in a ditch saying, oh, there's many casualties. And then there's people walking around with grocery carts and shopping in the background like life is just normal. I'm not joking. It's like very comedic if you keep your eyes open. So lots going on, lots happening, and I hope it happens soon. We're all ready for it. Let's go. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to read a few comments from the tuber, and I hope I answered everybody's comments from the other day. Yes, I agree with you about political placement for a view of alternate to government, and also timelines collapsing. Like when people were in Ottawa, a lot of the that was going on um, uh, da, 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 uh, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't have a signature on anything, just to clear everything up. And was not her right hand person. However, that was Daisy who did all of her right hand stuff and cleared that up. My role, I was asked to, for two things, two reasons. First, I was asked by one of the admins to help with the translations page where I would go through videos and basically do a chart. That's all. What she's saying, this is what she's saying. That was the first thing. And second, I promoted cease and desist orders in grocery groups full-heartedly. I participated in raising that vibration 1,000%. I will never take that back. However, some of the things that happened in Ottawa, that trip, I did agree to not speak about because I looked at it as a spiritual contract, and it would be like I was agreeing to, and it doesn't affect, let me repeat this part. What I agreed to does not affect the outcome of any of your lives. Otherwise, I would have probably mentioned something a long time ago. What I learned there, though, was very interesting, and some of the things that I did learn, and I haven't really spoken about it, was things that are getting confirmed now. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and maybe one day I'll sit and tell you all about it after all of this is done. Because I don't think everybody had their own perspective. And the other part about going to Ottawa with RD was, or across country, you have to imagine there was, I don't know, I think 11 or 12 of us that lived together on a daily basis, that some of us were very independent, living on our own characters, like three strong, independent women being shoved together in a tiny motorhome. I don't know, might create a little big brother issues from time to time, working out some issues of whether or not the generator stayed on and stupid shit like that. That does not affect anybody's life other than give me shits and giggles right now. Like, I just think about, I loved a lot of my experience, and I had a lot to come down from because of the energies that were around Ottawa in general. I feel infiltrated energies on a regular basis, and I have to protect myself and ground myself. And Ottawa, the one thing I will say, and anybody that was there can agree with me or not, the number one energy that went on there was chaos. Chaos. Ottawa was to show people there was no one in Parliament. There's fences all around it. There's construction booms. Like, no one was picking that up on Fox News. I would stand on a pole. Oh, and the other thing I was hired to do, I say that by we the people, was to go and report what was actually going on there. So I walked the streets. And that's what I did. When Fox News is there, I don't know how many people of you watched that video. I literally swear to shit and God, I was talking to a freaking robot. That Sarah girl that was there was a robot. I don't give a crap what anybody says. That was a robot. Her response to me while she was in between camera made me almost want to run for my life. Like, there was military there as robots. Okay? That is 1,000% a fact. You were told, do not do anything against the law. They don't discern. So do I believe that can still be true with some of the people here in Calgary? Yes. We have university students in Calgary, 200 of them, that are robots. That's why. I'm like, I don't participate in AI vibes. I just don't. So a lot of stuff I protected my own energy from, and I've maintained protecting my energy. What I learned and my spiritual contract is my business. And I think a lot of people just felt like if you wanted to be mad at RD for something, then you were going to be mad at me. And I lost a lot of followers. And to me, I'm like, well, your loss. I don't know. I still have a lot of good information. I'm still making sense of shit, I think. So it's been an interesting timeline because, like, I'll just talk about the last 3 years and sum it up. My first video, 15 minutes long, charts on a wall. I think it had a picture of, I don't know what it had on the front, maybe JFK or something like that. And the other one said, no, the second one did. Anyways, and I talked about the 300 and the lists and how can this be all coincidental? How are these people all related? Then the second one was about, and so I talked about PIZZA, gate, and all of that stuff. And then in the second video, I talked about the Clintons and Haiti and the tax things and what happened with all of these people and link them together. Talked about the underground tunnels, Timothy Homesmith, Notre Dame burning. Like, it was a pretty fast and dirty 15-minute video. My third video that came out on May 11th was with about Greg Hallett claiming to be the king of UK, and I'm like, thank God somebody is coming out and saying that the royals are fake. I was super excited about that. That was his timeline, is to open that can of worms. People shit all over me. I got death threats, marriage proposals. I got called the Antichrist. Oh man, that was an interesting year. If I talked about religion, oh my goodness, it was intense. So I got, I guess, a kind of a baptism by fire, if you will, for supporting someone, and he had a lot of followers. Why? So I got to ask you this. Okay, so this is my timeline, just Raven's timeline. So May 11th, I do the Facebook. May 12th, I do the YouTube. Both of those get viewed over 150,000. The YouTube got pulled after, I think, 160,000 views. YouTube, I don't know how many it has on there, but last I checked, it was 100 and something thousand. Like, crazy amounts of numbers. People took those videos, downloaded them, chopped them up or put them on their own Rumble, shared them, which was great. But I had a lot of people take my video out of context. Oh, she's basically saying that the Queen and the Pope had a kid and it's Greg. And I'm like, that is not what I said. And you can hear my voice over top of the writing, dipshit. Like, I was so mad. And I tried text it. That person was just a distraction. So I had to muddle through distractions. I had to muddle through a lot of people that wanted to share their timelines with me or share what who they thought they were in another timeline, and it was super overwhelming. I just didn't really I was like, "Holy, that was out of nowhere, man." Like I was like, "What do I do with this? What do I do with this? Is this who I'm supposed to be?" Like I went through a big period of an ego check of who I am. And I got to thinking like who I was before this person on my Instagram as an artist. And for me, I was always about, I don't know, making people laugh and sharing creativity, and but also a big part of my spirituality. I shared on my Instagram page for years, since 2014. 1 week I went and did every day. I would do red pictures of everything, and then orange, and then I went through all the chakra colors, and I was that hippie girl. I was okay with it, whatever, but I was also very funny. But I didn't want to leave that part behind. So then I got into this, do I interview people or don't I, for a couple of weeks. And then I decided to interview Greg and get that story. Well, in that midst of May 11th and 12th, Greg and I did connect through Facebook Messenger, but I also met who I refer to as Angel Spice. And she was Greg's, I guess, social media accounts, Twitter person. And she started tweeting about that video, and then also, well, of course, Greg's stuff, and having all these great hashtags. And then on May 17th of 2020, she was Q Post, her and her daughter, of doing a video, where we go when we go all, in their cute South African accents. So cute. And then her Twitter account blew up with people saying Q sent me all over it, like all over it, crazy. And then she was in another I Drop Media production of a lot of people doing Where We Go When We Go All. So that blew up. So that was May 17th. And then May 19th is when I interviewed Greg. And then I think I interviewed him for the last time on May 31st. So very crazy of trying to discern what other information after the 19th, and then do, okay, this is what I want to do. And then I did a 2-hour video, and I remember this day very clearly. There was 8 people in my apartment, and I lived in a only one room. People would call it a flat, an old hotel room. It had my bed, and it had my video equipment, and people, when you go watch my first videos, you would have no idea it was like 100 square feet I was living in. My friends came over for the first time. They're like, "This is your place? It's small. I mean, it looks so big on the screen." Gotcha. So, but anyways, so yeah, my life changed. That interview, that timeline, everything changed. And I had already been going out on to 17th Avenue here in Calgary and yelling in May and having pictures with police officers talking about the fake crap that was going on, and Trudeau's a pedo, and people would laugh at me on 17th. I remember I got the finger a lot of the time. One lady's like, this isn't how you educate people on human trafficking. And I'm like, well, got your awareness, didn't? She's like, fuck you, and gives me the finger. And I'm like, great, I hope you're not a mom. Like, Jesus, what is this world coming to? And then, like, I had to tone down my energy, especially since January. It's just become so overwhelming to be confrontational with people. It's so out of my vibration because I've healed those parts and come a long way. So I don't care what people, I've never cared really what people thought of me. it's just, you got to think of them is just ugly energy. It's just like, get lost, dude. It's like, I don't got time for that. Like, I just don't. I would go delete and block people all day long who are just being mean. I didn't care. So a lot of people got dismissed right off the bat. I don't care. I probably have 5,000 people I blocked on my Facebook page. Well done, you. That's all I gotta say. So, but it has been an interesting time. It has been an interesting time of learning about myself, about friends, about being who I am, about what I want to do, even what I want to do going forward. Now I have this big, that's what I'm going to meditate on today. And I think it's good advice for everybody is like, forget everything we knew. Are we going to be the same kinds of people? Like, am I going to be that person who runs into the fire every time trying to pull somebody out? That's my life. I'm that empathetic person rooting for the underdog, feeling like things are going to get better and the world is going to change. Now we're here, things are getting better and the world's changing. But, how will my life look in the future if everybody's healed? Now what? So, but I'm just joking. Of course, we'll be all working to help each other. We are all one. I am you, you are me. We got to keep remembering that. So, the more I help myself and you help yourself, we're all helping each other and raising the collective consciousness. So, that's about all I have to say. I'm getting the hiccups today. So, that's a good sign. I'm just going to read a few more comments and then dip out. Oh yes. Yes, I used to get chucked out of shops all the time. Yes, rumors Churchill was the Queen's dad. Yes, artificial insemination. You are correct, Patty, or Neil, I should say. Hi, Irina. I'm trying to see names here. Why she's following me? I don't know who's following who, so I don't really pay attention to a lot of negative vibes or who follows who or who says what. Like, even I love Phil. I do. But when he talks about his legal issues, I don't know. That's just not a me issue. So I just leave it at that. So just don't talk shit about people. That's all I gotta say. It's probably for the best of everybody's vibrations. Get over your negativity. So I think that's all about what the changes we're gonna see is not being held to the slavery system anymore. And we have more than we need. So people who do lose things, if you lose money because you did not get it out in time or you couldn't, and say it just wasn't there. Stop thinking in fear and lack. That's an old program. Just stop that. This is me loving you gently and saying, get over that program of fear. This is where Meek inherit the earth. And I don't think we can even imagine what our bank accounts are going to look like. I really do. Every time I plug into the future, my future timelines, I don't see money transactions. I don't see us eating and I don't see us talking. So what does that all mean for all of us? I don't know. Maybe that's how we are all moving. And yes, we're going to have to go through all of these things first. I do. I'm not saying it's just going to happen instantaneously, but what if it did? Are you prepared? I know I am. I'm just trying to sit in this place of love, unconditional love, trying to get as many things out of my system that I don't need. Like I live out of a suitcase, so I'm purging still clothes. If I haven't worn them in 3 months, bye. See you later. I don't need you, other than summer dresses and seasonal clothes. But if I don't wear them that season, they go. They go. Obviously, I don't love you enough. So I try and keep everything down to a basic minimum because I think that's how we're supposed to be, is detaching from all of the materialistic things. So that's all I got to say about that too. So everybody have a blissful day. Do something fun. Go take your socks off and go walk in the ground and get all of this anxious energy out of your system, because we're supposed to be remaining calm. Just keep going. Yeah, every time something exciting happens. Hunter's about to talk. Yeah. Elon's getting Twitter ready, so anybody can go and do content creation and not get filtered out and have subscribers and get their own money. Shut the front door. Yeah, you heard me, YouTube. You can suck it. So that's where I'll be soon enough. I do have my one Raven Moonstone account out there. I think it's at one Raven Moonstone. That's me, but I don't post much on there. So yes, lots of stuff going on. Oh, I missed 11:11 when it was 11:11 here. Shoot, dang it. But I'm pretty sure it was something good and blissful that I said at that time. So have fun, go outside, get some grounding, go watch squirrels and birds. And there was a deer in the front yard this morning, or backyard. Well, in front of me. It's my front yard, but it's the backyard. But yes, I just feel very lucky to have every single person in my life, from Swiss Army Spice to Herbs and Spice to Baby Spice to Angel Spice, Cinderella Spice, Sapphire Spice, Woody Spice, all the Spice Girls, and Guy. I have a few guys' Spice names. So yes, Ginger Spice. Oh goodness. My favorite Spice name of all time is Julie. Hi Julie, I miss talking to you. I gotta get a hold of you somehow, some way. Find your phone number. We both changed phone numbers so much just because they keep banning us from Facebook. But if you see this, comment so I know how to get a hold of you. Or email me at ravenmoonstone@outlook.com because I miss you. Her name is Bagpiper. What is it? Bagpiper Troll Hunter. Troll Hunter Bagpiper Spice. That's what it is. She's an awesome troll hunter. She helped me out so much in 2020, Julie, getting rid of people who were just so negative on my page. She did such an awesome job. And, and I got to say a shout out to Sapphire. She had her whole network marketing page shut down because of my Twitter account. Like, I'm pretty sure it was 30 or 40,000 followers just because she was helping me with my Twitter on her phone. And yeah, that didn't work out so well. But I don't know, everything for a reason, everything for a season. So if the Delta for May 17th is where we go one, we go all, well, let's just linger on that vibration until then and just love one another unconditionally, support each other, and figure out how we can all get through this as calmly and bravely. And don't hold any negative vibrations, like, especially, like, if you're still chucked off at RD, like, get over it. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. I don't like being angry at someone. It's like letting them win. And I'm not saying she made me angry or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm neutral. I'm just neutral. Literally, I was there to be an observer for we the people. And I kind of look like a deer in the headlights because there was so much chaotic energy. That's like, I compare those two together like that. But I can tell you the shit that I saw in Ottawa, I don't know if anybody else picked up on those vibes. So maybe that's why I was supposed to go. So I could tell you. Because everybody had a different point of view. Everybody had a different story to tell. And everybody had a different perspective. Everybody has their own timeline that they created. So, yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So it's been almost an hour of talking, but it was a really productive hour. Wrapping up a whole bunch of things of 3 years, sitting in knowledge, like, of just learning. I honestly wish some of the things from RD's timeline still went on, like the grocery groups, and more cease and desists went over stuff, and more hay donations. Like, that increased the vibration of Canadians more than people give credit to. So that platform of just being in one location to help each other was amazing. Amazing for Canadians. Amazing. So everybody is there responsible. I think we're all responsible for opening doors of information to somebody, whether it's planting seeds or whatever, however you want to describe it. But some people have bigger doors and bigger responsibilities, and who knows what their soul contract is. I never want to get involved in that. I try not to judge somebody else's life because just I don't like it when somebody does that to me. I try not to be critical of that, or have expectations anymore of somebody doing something. Yeah, I used to with my ex-husbands and boyfriends. And you didn't take out the garbage. Nah, who cares? Do it yourself. So get rid of expectations. Any programs that are holding you from manifesting your true power. If you need inspiration, go on Loop's page. I do post pictures very frequently of these dreams. They look like dreams that I've had. That's the best way I can put it. And so go manifest some more dreams of yourselves and what you'd like to do on this planet. So I'm just is the ultimate reason. Yes, we are in a simulation of our characters. You got that right. I have made a few videos lately, if you haven't caught them on Rumble. My name on Rumble is Raven Moonstone, all one word. So I'll go post a few more links onto the Telegram, and you should be able to find at least one of them on my Crackbook page and in these YouTubes. If you go to the live videos, like go to my channel and then click on live, then it will show you some videos, and there's some Rumble links in there. I think even it says my last live on YouTube, because this thing pisses me off so bad. But of course, like everyone else, I gotta get my message where I can get it when I can get it. So that's why I do backups now onto Rumble, so people can find it, and then I own it. I own the video, so they can't do with whatever. I can't wait till this is the timeline that I really hope is going to get changed on YouTube. All of a sudden, all the old videos that people had banned and people got suspended, boom. Twitter goes down, everybody gets unsuspended. YouTube goes down, everybody gets unsuspended. Facebook goes down, my 25,000 followers, everybody gets unsuspended. Everybody sees my shit. That's like, why can't we manifest that, right? So that would be super, super amazing. So, but Phil said in his show, and Taco I didn't quite hear this part, but he said he's almost done the internet. I mean, it's almost done and we're almost there. So be prepared, be prepared. Be in your heart space. I love you guys. Have a great day. And yeah, go talk to the birds for me. Take care. Doot, 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 doot.